warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning all. I am Putri Mulyani from grade 12 Automation of Office Governance 2. In the occasion, I would like to give little speech about the side of LGBT in Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, what is the proof that LGBT abnormalities are genetic? From the time of the kingdom colonialism until the early 12th century, there has never been written in historical record or reference a king is sexually attracted to his warlords. It was only in the 20th century that communication and information media developed very rapidly without adequate selectivity. As a result, sexual disorders that are considered by traditional society to be taboo and inappropriate should be spread can now be disseminated in detail by information and communication media and accessed by millions of people in various parts of the world. Thus, an idea began to emerge to imitate such deviant behavior. Due to misperception, deviant behavior is considered a trend that must be followed. Example, in the United States, a large number of homosexual mass marriages are exposed by the mass media. So, why people agree with LGBT? Here are some opinions. The first is justice for marriage. Refusing a person's right to marry someone he loves will cause discrimination. If it continues for a long time, a new social gap will arise. The second is heredity. Having children is not the sole purpose of marriage. If indeed this is the only goal, then couples who are barren or don't want to have children should also not be allowed to get married. On the other hand, by not having children biologically, gay couple can adopt disadvantaged children. This will also reduce the amount of population density in Indonesia. The third is children intelligence. A study conducted by the University of Melbourne in 2014 showed that children raised by gay couples had about 6% higher performance than children raised by heterosexual couple. Even in America, a journalist named Ezra Klein said that we should appeal to gay couples to adopt children. The fourth is psychological health. By banning same-sex marriage, the rate of psychological illnesses had also increased. According to research by researchers from UCLA, San Francisco State University, and the University of Massachusetts at Amherst, gay couples who are not allowed to get married will tend to experience higher stress than other couples. The fifth is religion. Religious institutes may refuse to marry a gay couple if they wish, but they do not have the right to dictate the law of marriage in society in general, because in essence, the state of Indonesia is not a state of religion but an independent state. Therefore, the highest sovereignty is in the hands of the people. Some people refuse LGBT growing in Indonesia. Here are some opinions. The first is democracy. Free as long as human beings are not afraid to do something that goes far beyond the limits of humanity. Something that violates his nature as a human being, like LGBT. The second is level of loyalty of the LGBT player is very low. The LGBT is always looking for ways to maintain sexual pleasure. They will suffer if their sexual desires are not satisfied. Therefore, many of them have more than one partner in the same period. The fourth is the level of lasting LGBT pair is very low. Because of sexual dissatisfaction, they experience depression and choose to bestow it through violence on their partners. The level of violence is 44 times greater in lesbian and 300 times greater in gays. The fifth is causing serious disease. Gay sexually transmitted human papillovirus or HPV, which can cause anal cancer. Gay sexual relation orally and multiple partner can cause oral cancer and transmit the HIV virus, which often develop into AIDS. According to cancer support community research, lesbian women have lower resistance to virus, microorganisms, inflammation, and cancer cells compared to normal women. Thus, lesbian women who have had sexual intercourse are more easily infected and can experience inflammation of the lining of the brain or meningitis to breast cancer. That's all my speech about the side of LGBT in Indonesia. Thank you for your attention.